Today is a holiday in the Bahamas, the 5th day of June 2020, Labor Day of all days in the Bahamas. And as I watch America and I see the racial tension, I think of my hometown of Marshall and indeed the Bahamas, when the government of the Bahamas, the worst racism that I've seen in my life is black on black. The stuff that I seen the black police do to the black brothers, they'll never do it to a white. I don't think in this country there is a white man that ever been arrested that the police beat him to confess. I don't think that ever happened. I remember police in Abaco that ought to be in jail if he's in America. This guy been beating people from a junior officer, and everybody look at it and laugh because it's that their child. Just the other day, a young man from Spring City, the police beat him to hell, just went through a hurricane. The police beat him, went into his mother's house. Mother in there is not his house. No rights to go in the house. Grab him out of the house, beat him in the police station, almost into a coma, disallow him to see the doctor. They didn't let him see no doctor. They take him back to his mother's house, beat him again, carry him before the courts. Again, didn't let him see the doctor and sent him to 2 years in Fox Hill. My God, after you went through a hurricane. But somebody in Abaco, we are not our brother's keeper in Abaco. It's not their child, so it's not their business. They always say, who is going to police the police? You see, the police has been policing Kai for years. That's why I always end up in court, because every opportunity they got to tell me, shut up, they lock me up. Everything they do, I record. I remember a police, Mullins, big, I don't even know what to say about Mullins, so I'm going to keep it cool on Labor Day. I witnessed Mullins. I was by the police station, and I see Mullins beating this woman's child with an aluminum bat. He's a sergeant. There's 5 other sergeant and inspector in the police station. So I opened the door, and I said to the senior man, who's the inspector, I say, tell me something. If I were to do that, what he's doing to that young man, what Mullins is doing to that young man, hitting him in the head with that bat, with that aggression, wouldn't I be locked up if that would happen in the front of the police station? Tell me. I say in America, all of y'all would be charged, just like the guy that one knelt on his knee on his neck, nobody did anything, but the other was watching. I say this is inside the police station. When I found out the boy was 14 years old, Mullins beating the hell out of him with an aluminum bat. I got his mother. They released him to him because he was in charge for nothing. Mullins says he's disciplining him. I don't know why Mullins disciplining him, any child. He did no crime. I took him to the police, to the clinic, where the doctor examined him, and I was prepared to pay my money to put this policeman in Supreme Court because it was too brutal. And this is what happened in Abaco while Kai policed the police. They don't like me. I only like good police. I know a lot of good police, but when I talk about police, I'm not an enemy of the police. I'm a friend of good police. I'm the enemy of crooks. Right now, you had Paul Roll in the paper on Thursday saying that he's got to improve the image of the police force. Well, Russell, the prosecutor in Marshall, was investigated by Marvin Fulford. The paperwork was on Paul Roll's desk while he was deputy commissioner of police. He's now commissioner of police, and the police is still in Abaco for stealing 10,000 or asking a bribe of $10,000 to not send some young guys to jail after he planted bullets in the car in a road check. Why is he out there to begin with? But to date, this fella is still the prosecutor. I want the United States government to know that there has been an investigation on a prosecutor in the courts in the Bahamas. This is a sitting police sergeant prosecutor. He's a greenhorn. He never prosecuted a dog walking case before coming to Abaco. And his claim to fame is that he bribed some people, some young men out of Abaco, to understand my town, excess of $10,000. I wonder if Paul Rolle promoted him also. But the paperwork was on Paul Rolle's desk before he become commissioner of police. This 3 months later, he is still a prosecutor in the Marsh Harbor courts. How could this happen? This is the Bahamas we live in. That's why Kai have to police the police. Since then, we're talking about brutality. The young man called me. Kai, we're there. The police pull up, call the young man to the door. The young man standing in the door. The police open fire, assassinate him instantaneously. Then the police ask them to move off the scene. They go in the dark, so watching to see what the police do. The police go around homes, keep going around homes, while his other partner watching. Got a machete from somebody's house and come and placed it in the dead man's hand. See, his partner, Mr. Paul Rolle, also need to be interdicted. He needs to also be fired. He's an accessory to murder and cover up. He is helping his partner to become a criminal. And the witnesses were there. And they went to the police station and gave a statement to that effect. To date, we don't know what happened with this police. Does he have a name? What's going on with him? Nothing. Only thing last week team here, the coroner court will investigate. Who is the coroner court investigating? What's his name? What's his rank? What's his serial number? Nothing Abaco know. So he's a ghost police under Paul Rolle administration, the new commissioner of police. We ought to do better. See, when much is given, much is deserved. Paul Rolle was given a position that many in the Royal Bahamas Police Force wish they would have had. But what is Paul Rolle going to do with the position that was just handed to him by this F&M government? When is there going to be some transparency? When the #1 newspaper in the country, the Tribune, headline news, police corruption is the most concern of all government agency. They are crooked to the core. If you can't trust the police and the courts, this is when vigilante justice comes in. People don't recognize what's going on in Nassau, you know. All the killing that was going on, thank COVID-19, the numbers are down. Don't thank the police, thank the lockdown. But it's going to escalate because people don't trust the courts to get justice, and it takes so long. Slow justice is injustice. I see in Abaco so often in the courts, and this is so evident. If justice appears not to be done, it was injustice. And so much incident with Kai Mills, every fool know that the justice doesn't even appear. I can tell you hundreds of stories from deep inside the magistrate court in Abaco. The injustice that has happened over the last 2 to 3 years. It's not a joke thing. It causes persons want to be vigilante, to proceed in getting their own justice, because you have to live in this body. So that's why you have to police the police. I took a picture of one of the Prime Minister's bodyguard, and he got offended because I'm taping him. Every police in Abaco get offended when Kai try to tape them. Mine, Marvin Dames, the Commissioner of Police, trying to put camera on them because he don't trust them. The citizen don't trust them, trying to put camera in the car. But every time I shine light on them, they speak out rebelliously. That is what happened when you shine a light. Anybody that knows a cockroach, if you shine a light on a cockroach, what he does? Try to run from the light. So obviously, if they don't want their faces to be seen and they do no crime, why are they fearing a camera when they're supposed to be in front to protect and to serve? So as I police the police, what has happened in Abaco before hurricane and after hurricane? Neither one of those policemen need to get promoted, Paul Roll. You made a big, huge blunder. You made one of the biggest blunder in the history of the police force by promoting the ranks of Kevin Ellis, Murphy. If you promote Wendell Clark, Wendell wouldn't even know if you promote him because he's so busy getting drunk. He would know. Deanso Cash, these are criminals of the court. They have Supreme Court already rule in my favor. Just waiting to collect a little something from them. But how could a citizen like Kai Mills have to go to Supreme Court to get justice? Because I can't get justice in the magistrate court in Marshaba. You have to go to the other authority, and by all means necessary. Boy, if I had the money to pay for a lawyer, you'll be surprised to know who I would sue, because I have the goods on them. When much is given, much is deserved. When you have a position of power, you don't beat that power on the citizen of the country. You use that power to uplift your people and to separate wrong from right. By beating Kai down, because Kai speak about what they're doing, which one is worse? To try to destroy the messenger or to listen to the message? I am only the messenger. There's somebody else that did the wrong, that the messenger is just telling you about the mess. That is why Kai continues to police the police. Because in Abaco, there was a dance of crooks that Paul Roll just promoted. How now could they continue or try to do better when they got promoted, knowing in their hearts that they were the biggest crooks on the force in Abaco? Kai Cares, live on Labor Day on WCAY, why I tried to police the crooked police off the police force. Because Paul Roll, look, he can't do it. Kai got to do it all by himself.